Record a shitty intro. Just strum it.
Okay.
This is the Zach and Aakash show. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the Zach and Aakash show, where we talk about all things Zach and Aakash related. I'm Zach.
I'm Aakash, and this is the Zach and Aakash.
Jesus Christ.
Welcome. Good morning, everyone. Happy Sunday.
All right, everyone. Since we're going to be talking about Edward Snowden today, I recommend that you all cover your webcams with a piece of tape, because the NSA will be listening today. Yeah, so I was on
Snowden's
YouTube.
actually been hiding in my basement this whole time.
Yo, you could go to jail for that. Go to Guantanamo Bay. Yeah, well, I was on my YouTube grind, right? And there was a Vice News thing that came out, and it was Edward Snowden talking about the pandemic. But he was specifically talking about using surveillance to monitor pandemics. So, like, in South Korea, you'll actually get a text message if you were in contact with someone who had coronavirus. And there's like surveillance cameras that knows if you're sick. It'll know who you are, and it'll like show everyone you've been in contact with. So he was talking about that on Vice News. I like Vice News, some of their stuff. Some of it's utter dog shit, but a lot of it's good raw journalism.
You know what else is good and raw? The Daily Coffee Bean. Let's
I
pop
thought you were
it.
gonna say like Eat Joy or something.
Let's pop it in. Look at that bad boy. Icho is also delicious, but it's not always raw because I get the shrimp tempura.
That's
It's
true.
not raw.
Unless they undercook it.
True.
But yeah, originally I was gonna do like a light topic, but then like I don't know, I just felt like going all conspiracy this episode with Snowden.
Hell yeah.
Not sure how many of you know this, but the government has done some pretty shady shit before. So I'd rather be in this country though, but they've done some pretty shady shit that not all of us have known. So let's jump straight into it. So imagine a dude much skinnier than I am. His waist size is 26 when he's my age, right?
That's kind of hard to imagine, buddy.
I know, but that's true. He mentioned that in the Joe Rogan interview. But imagine that, right? It's like circa 9/11. So a lot of the young men in our country he's from a military family, so a lot of young men are looking for ways to serve their country. So Snowden didn't finish high school, but he ended up taking his, what is it, the GRE?
GED.
GED. Sorry, not GRD. I think that's for business. But yeah, he didn't finish high school, so he ends up joining the military, and because he's so skinny, okay, well, all right, so he's really skinny, but the drill sergeants think it's funny to put him. You have like a battle buddy, I guess. So the drill sergeants thought it was funny to put him with the biggest dude. So he was like really overworking his legs, and he was getting these shin splints. And then one day he like jumped down from something. He like broke both of his legs. I think he jumped out of his bunk bed and he broke both of his legs. So like, yeah. So he had to, or like he like fractured them enough. Like he could still walk, but they were like pretty fractured. And coming up, they were going to be doing their plane jumping exercises. So he joined this like military thing that was to try to turn you into a special forces person. So he joined that, and then yeah, the doctor was like, you can either quit or break your legs. They offered to put him. I forgot what they did. Honestly, I forgot, but I guess it was like a good deal. But he was like discharged. Obviously, honorable discharge. He was discharged, and Then he went to take some, or he decided to become a security guard at, what was it? University of Maryland something. Yeah, it was a school in Maryland, but he started doing security guard stuff there. Um, yeah, and then this is when the shit started to hit the fan. But he applied to be a security guard, and that required like a high level security clearance. And then after that, he moved on, um, and he started working for the CIA. So he went to like a job fair, because he had like that high level security, and there was a job with the CIA. And then eventually, he did some classes where he was like really good at being a fucking computer wizard, I guess. And now we're in Geneva. Okay, this is where the fucked up shit starts to happen. So I guess he was told to go to Geneva in Switzerland, and there the CIA got this like Swiss banker drunk, um, and told him to drive home. So they like went there. They told him to drive home, and then that Swiss banker, I guess they like, what? So they drove home, and like he got arrested for being drunk, and then the CIA turned him into an informant. So that's kind of fucked up.
Okay.
So then he basically quit because of that, and he got his new job at the NSA. Um, yeah. So I guess I should have like jumped into like what some people don't know what Edward Snowden did, but Edward Snowden pretty much leaked classified um, government documents in 2013, and he was 29, so not too far from our age.
It's pretty far.
I mean, it's only how old are you? Like 21?
Yep.
I'm almost 21.
Almost. Yeah, you're almost 21. Yeah, 8 years.
Yeah, so it's
Dude.
8 years. Yeah, but I guess he was apparently a bit weebish. He was into anime. That was just a fact
Really?
I wrote down. I don't know why that was put there, but he was into
That's
anime, and
now
he was a
hentai
Buddhist.
too, or just anime?
I don't know about that.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he was kind of weebish. So back into, yeah. So he basically quit the CIA. Um,
Mm-hmm.
and so he
How long was he
started.
the?
Wait,
How
what?
long was? Oh my God, I'm so tired. How long was he in the CIA for?
Not very long. I think it was only a couple of years. But eventually he
Okay.
got. So he did start. Someone said he started stealing documents in 2012. It's hard to know, to be honest. But what happened was he got a job at the NSA and was sent to Hawaii. So that's where he started doing his work in Hawaii, where he started stealing documents. But basically, he discovered that there was like the government was listening in on people's conversations and stuff like that. So you could literally like tap into someone's webcam and like watch them. So Snowden was like, Jesus Christ.
Kind of like our audience is doing right now, wouldn't you say?
Pretty much, yeah. They're pretty much tapped in. But yeah. And then in 2013, I think it was March 15th, 2013, James Clapper lied under oath. So I guess he was working for the CIA. He lied under oath,
Mm-hmm.
and he said that the government wasn't spying on its citizens, or wasn't surveying its citizens through their webcams and stuff like that. Um, so yeah, he lied under oath, and then Snowden was kind of mad about that. And what happened was there is a process to whistleblowing. There's like I think there's like some videos out there you can watch, but there is a process. So you can file a complaint like you would an HR complaint, but it's like within the government. Um, he did that. Supposedly he did that. Um, the government denies it, and I think there's an ongoing investigation as if he did do that. But if that doesn't happen, you can basically the next route is to like illegally um, I wouldn't say like, I guess you could steal the documents and then distribute them to journalists.
So if he did do that within the government and the government didn't believe it or they just didn't ignored it, would he then not be a traitor anymore since he did bring it up within?
I don't know. See, this is the tricky part of this. Like the whole situation with, is Snowden a traitor? Is he in the wrong? Because the Espionage Act, I think, specifies that you have to distribute the documents for your own personal gain. But in Snowden's mind, he was doing it for the public good. So he didn't really sell
Yeah.
documents. So that's why it's tricky to be charged under the Espionage Act of 1917. I'm no lawyer, but that's something I was reading about. Yeah,
Yeah, and unless, I mean, that's crazy, dude. If the government doesn't allow whistleblowing,
it does. But I don't know. I guess he didn't get any good responses from people when he was doing the whistleblowing or when he was
okay.
reporting it within the government. So we
But
started
then, but I'm
stealing
I'm saying
documents.
externally though, if they don't allow that information, some information like that to go public, that's like completely against what the country was built based on.
I know, which is,
That's scary.
yeah. So I guess this really turns into, I could go into the whole like crazy, all the crazy shit that happened because it's actually pretty fucking crazy. It's like literally like a spy
Yeah.
movie. But this basically turns into like a whole ethics discussion on like,
Oh,
is it okay to do this? But what happened was he started stealing documents, and he asked to go on leave for his epilepsy from Hawaii. So he, instead of like going on leave for that, he went to Hong Kong, and then he stayed at a hotel. Then he was in talks with, I think it was Glenn Greenwald. These are like really high up there journalists, I guess. Glenn Greenwald, Laura Poitras, and Ewan Vexoskill, but he went over to Hong Kong. That's where he started leaking documents. In 2013 is when it surfaced, like that video on Guardian went out. So he started leaking documents there. At that point, he, I think he was hiding in Hong Kong, um, for with like people who are seeking asylum. So asylum is when like you think you're being persecuted by your government based on like a belief or like a skin color, so you got to go to another country and just stay there and they'll protect you. So yeah, he was hiding there, and then he flew over to Russia, and it's crazy. Julian Assange from WikiLeaks, I think they paid for his ticket and stuff like that. So that
huh.
is kind of interesting. Um, and then eventually his passport got denied in Russia, so that they revoked his passport. They were trying to extradite him back to the United States to try him. Um, so he ended up being stuck in Russia for like a month or something in the airport, and then eventually they gave him his request for asylum, his right to asylum in Russia.
So
Um,
he's in Russia right now,
yep,
or we don't know.
yeah,
Okay.
he's in Russia. Yeah, so he's chilling in Russia. Um, yeah, I don't know, but I think his it's gonna expire soon. So I don't know what's gonna happen in the next year. But definitely with Corona, he might get a pass. But it was crazy. There was this whole situation where I forgot which foreign leader, but he was talking about Snowden, right? And then his plane was leaving, and then the U.S. ended up grounding that president's plane, and there was like a whole situation because they thought Snowden was on the plane or something. So yeah, so there's
Oh,
some
yeah.
crazy shit going on.
Where do you go if you're not a citizen of any country? Which are there any countries with like loose enough rules where you can just live there for a while?
South America.
Okay.
Yep. So you gotta, if you're stateless, you gotta go file for asylum. It's kind of, it's so weird to think about just being stateless. Um,
Yeah, dude, that's wild. It's like you need permission to live on Earth,
yeah,
certain places on Earth.
Yeah, it's it's cool. I want to look more into like the whole whistleblowing and stuff like that because I'm just scraping the surface. Like I was realizing as I was reading it, there's a lot more to this than
Hmm.
just Snowden. But yeah, so what do you think, Akash? Should you? Okay, well, let's like go over what was discovered. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, yeah.
So
Ask me that question after.
the government had access to everybody's accounts. So that includes Google, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, like all those big companies they had access to. Um, Phone companies would give over their phone records, like millions of records on a daily basis. You could tap into people's webcams. Um, yeah, you literally could, any device that was connected to you, they could tap into pretty much. Sometimes without a warrant as well.
Yeah.
There was an instance where I guess someone he was working with tapped into someone's camera and saw them like naked, I guess. And they were like, "Yo, bro, check this out."
Jesus, dude.
So yeah, what do you think?
um, I don't know, man. I think the public should have access to this information.
They do. It was
Hmm?
leaked. It was leaked. A lot of it.
Yeah, yeah, no, no, I know. I'm saying without it having to be leaked, you know?
Yeah. So
Yeah, the
there's
fact that something like this had to be leaked is very, very scary.
there was
The-
there's a problem with like the NSA and the CIA making some things super classified. So that's what makes it very difficult. So I think if certain things weren't classified, like there's a lot of stuff that probably didn't need to be classified that he leaked. Or so he slowly leaked documents. He reads through them before he leaks them because there are they think he stole around 1 million documents. So like
Wow.
some of them are like that some of them should not be leaked. So that's why he's reading through them. Um, but a lot of it, like there's like a bunch that was about surveillance and stuff like that that he's giving to like the news and stuff.
Yeah, no. And obviously the fact that they're trying so hard to hide this means they know they're in the wrong for doing this.
Hmm. So there was another claim, or then there was like the sketchy shit where the government was trying to. Now I'm not on any side right now because I still don't know enough, but the government was trying to pin him down as like a low level like analyst when he was like a high up like person um, in IT. So yeah, but he was like, no, I was trained as a spy, as you can tell from like Geneva and stuff like that.
Yeah, dude. It's crazy. Imagine the life he has to live right now, though.
Hmm.
Dude legit has to hide everywhere and be scary. Also, I did not know he was on Joe Rogan.
Yeah, he was.
Um,
I watched that. It's a good. I recommend watching it because Edward Snowden's better at telling his story than I am, obviously. But
right.
it's pretty good. Or yeah, whatever. Snowden.
So how does that work? If anyone's seen with him though, if he's in the country, he's you're held responsible too.
I don't think
Yeah.
so. Um, because you see him all the time on networks doing interviews.
Right.
Like it's not like there's like going to be like a sting operation. They're going to try to take him out. He like I don't think he can be touched while he's in Russia.
So the networks and stuff, they go to Russia to interview him.
Yeah, a lot of the times you'll see them video chat with him.
Oh, gotcha, gotcha.
Yeah, it's weird.
I wonder if he has an established life in Russia now. A nice house, picket fence,
Says he
a
started
wife, few
learning.
children.
No, he's got a wife. There's a movie. It's a little romanticized, but there's a movie on Snowden.
What's it called?
Snowden.
Oh, all right,
it's
pretty.
it's
That's
it's
creative.
it's okay. I mean, it's good, but it just seems a little like too romanticized for me, to be honest. Because there's a part where he like steals the data and puts it all in a Rubik's cube, and then like leaves with the Rubik's cube. But like he had been stealing documents for like a couple months or something.
Oh, oh, okay, yeah. No, no, they had to put that Hollywood spin on it. No way they just uh leave it as is. Oh, Nick Cage was in it.
Yeah, for like 10 minutes.
Mm. Cool. All right. Keep going on. What else we got in the story?
Yeah, so he's currently chilling. Um,
Jay chillin'.
but now the biggest thing that people were talking about was like what led up to becoming a whistleblower. So, there's a quote. He was on this website on Ars Technica, and he said that leakers of classified info should be shot in the balls. So he actually said that before he leaked it, like many years before. So this is like a 10-year thing, but he said that.
Oh,
He like literally said that. So like there's like a bunch of stuff that happens before you become a whistleblower. So, originally he bought into that like he was part of a military family, so he wanted to do all these things for his country. Um, but then he ended up doing these things with the CIA and seeing how like unconstitutional a lot of the stuff was. And then eventually he made the decision to leak info, and I think about 5 years later is when he actually did it. So there was like a big. It was like it wasn't just like a 2 week thing. It took a while to do that. Um, he had an initial push a couple of years back, I think in like 2009, with Glenn Greenwald. But Glenn Greenwald didn't want to go through the precautions of like email protection and stuff. So there's a delay on that. But what are the ethics though? That's like the important thing. It's like, should people spy? Should the government spy on you? Do the benefits outweigh the costs? Um,
oh man. Ooh. Ah, I don't know, dude. I mean, I wonder if the government isn't spying. Other than the government, who else is spying on you? Yeah, the
it's
government
true.
has this technology. Someone else has to have it. But personally, I don't believe they should.
Yeah.
I believe in privacy. Um,
Or at least if they're going
yeah,
to spy on you, they need a court order to do that.
yeah. They need a reason. No, again, in law, again, I don't know much about law or anything, but if you record someone illegally, without them knowing they're being recorded, that can't be used as evidence.
No, it can though. You're allowed to. You can bug people who are wire.
Can you?
If you become an
Like
informant.
huh. Even without having like cause to do it, without a warrant or any cause.
No, you would get a warrant,
Okay, yeah, yeah, yeah.
and then
I'm
you would.
saying though,
Oh, without a warrant.
yeah, like a regular person, if I thought you were doing something wrong, so I was just chilling with you while you were doing something wrong, and then I like recorded you from the side, I don't think that would be allowed as evidence because you didn't know you were being recorded.
Yes,
I might
that's.
be wrong about this.
I think. I don't know, dude. This is like I barely touched law.
Yeah,
I know that if you kill someone, you get locked up for a long time.
that's true.
That's it.
Hmm. Yeah, man. No, I don't know. This whole thing's screwed up.
Yeah, it's
I
pretty
do
bad.
not think the government should have access to any of this.
I think they still do. Um, I don't know if anything was actually shut down. It started a discussion on like privacy and stuff like that. Uh, but there wasn't. I don't know if there's actually change.
I mean, it's literally all that's happened is it's become a meme.
That's
With the
true.
FBI guy sliding into your text, helping you out or something, or yeah, I don't know. The people are watching you. Oh, the NSA is watching you. It's just become a joke. No one. It doesn't look like people are seriously considering it happening to them. Well, another thing is how much of our. This brings up another point. We're also giving away so much of our information willingly as we use all these free social media websites, all these
So
free products.
okay, so this is what was mentioned. That was actually brought up. Snowden said in an interview, it's like, okay, well, people would make the argument that you give your data to companies all the time, and they do stuff with it, but Facebook can't take away your rights. They can't you know what I'm saying? It's like when the government can use it to take away your rights, that's when it's like scary. So yeah,
Yeah, but
that's the argument.
yeah, but still people just watching what you do, dude,
I know,
or listening to your conversations.
like this.
Yeah. Yeah, since we mentioned Snowden and the NSA, there's definitely an FBI dude watching this right now.
What's up?
What's up, CIA guy?
I don't know. So the thing is, I know that there's a possibility we're being listened to right now. Um, but I know I'm not that important yet to need to be listened to. Like, I don't have any assets. I don't have too many powerful connections. I have a few, but not a lot for me to be a target to become an informant or
Yeah.
some shit. Oh, nice. People are piling in while we salvage this ethics discussion. Yeah, so for the people who just joined, we're talking about Snowden. Yeah, and the ethics behind it. All right, Akash, do you think Snowden's a traitor? You ask any boomer, they might say he's a traitor.
No, I don't believe he is.
I feel you. Because the reason why I see I'm on paper, he's a criminal. But sometimes you have to be willing to, break the law. It's that's what the country was founded on. The country was literally founded on breaking the law. Uh,
Yeah, no, based on the spirit of what the founding fathers wanted for this country, I do not think they would appreciate this. You know, speaking of founding fathers and presidents and stuff, I wonder, I wonder how much the president, you think the presidents have access to everything? Or you think they're kept in the dark about some things too?
well, in respect to
Who's really
this,
running this?
okay, yeah, this becomes I gotta look more into this because I want to go all full Alex Jones on everyone. But Snowden was talking about, so there's state security, right? There's
Hmm.
national security. It's state security and national security mean mean the same thing. But really, what that means is protecting. Zach is now on the list. Thanks, Chow. But that really means is just protecting the structure of the government from collapse. So that's really what national and state security means. They don't actually care about your personal rights. So it's more it's kind of like we are the subjects. We make money and we give it to the money or give it to the government to keep it running.
Yeah, that's what taxes.
Yeah, but it's more like we're kind of just the machines on the inside. They just protect us to. It's like a weird cycle.
Yeah, but what's the point of the cycle, dude?
I don't know. There's no point. But back on the topic of who runs it. So I guess Obama just gave what was his name, James Clapper or something. But he just he was like, "Do you want to?" He literally was like, do you want to run this? And he was like, sure. It was like a 1 minute conversation. Um, Snowden got mad that a politician was the one running the NSA and the CIA and stuff like that, rather than like someone who knows what they're doing.
I wonder if Obama wants to, how much every day he wants to tell someone about all this, but he just has to keep it in.
I think if he told anyone, he would die.
Yeah,
They
no,
would
he
be like,
definitely
Obama
would.
got corona.
Like, what if Obama blew the whistle?
That'd be a first.
You know, it's probably like a cult, though. You know, they probably brainwash him so he believes that everything they say is you know, he believes that he's part of them and everything they do is for the good. And he wouldn't want to do it. They probably brainwash him to a certain level.
Probably.
Hey, did Snowden say anything about aliens?
He didn't.
Oh, damn. That's upsetting. Now, I want someone to whistleblow about aliens, man. How
I thought
dope
they
would that
did.
be?
I thought they already whistleblowed. Or
Oh,
like,
the UFO
yeah,
sightings
they did.
recently? Yeah, I don't know, man. It's just these weird looking objects in the sky. They're like UFO sighting. I want a more in-depth picture. And I feel like if they caught those pictures, they wouldn't be so low resolution. They're definitely more high resolution pictures of those that you could zoom into if they caught it.
The government's got some secrets. Like,
Hmm.
they stage coups all the time. They overthrow corrupt governments, fund groups. I don't know. It's kind of like sketchy to me.
Your daddy Floto's with us today.
I know it's crazy. So 3 viewers. So you, Chris, Chow. Do I count? Now we got 4.
Yeah, you count.
Great. Okay, so if you're put in a position where this is kind of like Monday's show, but let's say you were put in a position to whistleblow, but that meant you might go to Guantanamo Bay for 10 years. Would you do it? But like it's in the
Oof.
interest of the public. You might go down a
Uh,
hero. You'd have boomers wanting to like hang you, but
nah, dude, I'm too selfish for that. I'm gonna be straight up. I'm way too selfish for that. I'll like let my family know,
Mhm.
and you know, if rumors spread, rumors spread. I'm gonna try to do it in a way where there's no sources. Maybe there's like a rumor or something. But I guess they're spying on me. They know, right? But
Okay.
yeah, I wouldn't like go out and do like this huge thing where I release all these
So
documents or anything. I don't know. What about you?
it depends what it was. If it was like, I don't know, Obama secretly is a woman or something, I'd be like, that's not worth going to Guantanamo Bay for. But if it was like, Trump is secretly is the alien, I'd be like, fuck. It's kind of public news.
Even to that extent, dude. Like I agree with Chow. If I had nothing else to live for, sure.
Jesus.
That ain't worth it. No. Yeah, I 100% agree, Chow.
You could write a book about it. I might read Snowden's book. We might revisit this because like I don't know, there's a lot of info. Okay. So what I
Mm.
wanted to do was, let's bring this to like a conversation on like modern politics because okay, so 2013, that was 7 years ago. That's still like not that long ago if we think about it. So we still are living in a world of like Big Brother kind of. I don't know. NSA is watching right now. That's the 4th viewer. Um, if you like see that I like disappeared, it's because of the NSA. But should
Right,
should
folks, you heard
governments?
it here. Zach disappears because of the NSA.
So okay, so the coronavirus is very scary, kinda, depending on who you are. Should governments use surveillance to try to flatten the curve?
sure after people vote on it.
Fair, fair. That's it.
Yeah,
I
dude,
guess the
that's
people
it.
vote on it.
Yeah, if the people are okay with it, then yeah. I would personally vote yes for something like that as long as it's clear terms saying after this is over or in like a year everything gets taken down all the systems or something like that. But yeah, I don't know. What do you think?
I don't know. This is some fucking philosophy question you would have to answer. This is when you need like classical philosophy to answer it. Because on one end, it is for the sake of the matter. Let's say that we're not voting on it, because that's what happened.
Okay.
People don't vote on it. Like state of emergency, you could declare martial law if you wanted to, in some cases.
Hmm.
Um, but in times of crises, you could say that it does protect its citizens, right? Or that's the intention. But at the same time, you are violating rights. So that's where like the ethical dilemma is, or whatever it's called. It's like you have two things that can't coexist together, or they kind of contradict each other.
Right, right.
So is how do you answer that question? Do you do a cost benefit analysis, or do you just not do it? But then at that time, like you're not doing anything.
Well, I mean, then
It's a hard thing to
the
answer.
the, the issue is, dude, doing it is fine, but they're gonna keep doing it after the virus is gone.
Yeah. Well, that's another thing. It's like
That's the issue.
It's laying the groundwork for like an oppressive system. So in China, you jaywalk, you're gonna get a text message with a fine because they know you jaywalked because
Your
of
social
surveillance.
credit goes down.
Yeah. So like
Mhm.
it's kind of cool to think about because it's like a movie, but at the same time it's kind of shitty. I
I
don't
think the
think
technology is fascinating, but
it's
yeah,
cool.
it's very cool. Yeah, man, that's scary. No, I've looked a little bit, very little into the Chinese social credit system, and nah, dude, that is that's some Black Mirror shit right there.
But also, okay. So let's ask the question. This is going to be a very odd question, but why is it
Hmm.
bad to spy on people? Why is it bad? Like
Why is it?
I'm being devil's advocate just to like make
Okay,
conversation, but
okay,
like
yeah, yeah, yeah.
why is it bad to spy on people is the question. And then we got to use that to answer other questions, I guess.
We're getting philosophical today.
That's what I wanted to do today because Snowden's story is low-key kind of dry, but the ethics is cool. Like the spy part where he was like
There-
going through countries was cool. But like literally he was just dragging and dropping files into a flash drive. Like that's not that fun.
I don't know, man. I don't want people to watch me.
But why don't you want people to watch you?
Uh, because I kind of feel like in a way it takes your freedom away to
But it
act freely.
but
Just
it
human
never
psychology, to be honest. If someone's watching you, you're not going to act the same as you act if you're alone.
Okay, how about this? I set up a camera.
Hmm.
You know I'm watching you. Or you know you're being recorded, but your footage is recorded into a black box that no one can ever encrypt. Let's assume it's impossible to encrypt it. So no one sees it. It just gets recorded. What about
No one
that?
can ever see it.
No one can ever see it. It's just recorded to like some hard drive somewhere that no one can decrypt.
Never, ever, ever.
Never ever.
You know, I even though I want to say I'd be fine with that, just the fact that there's still a camera watching, I think that just plays with human psychology. Just always feeling like there's something or someone watching you, even if no, internally, logically, that no one's ever going to see it. I'm still gonna feel weird. I'm gonna feel like a cam girl when I have to change in my room.
But how do you know we're not being watched right now? Like, how do you
Oh,
exist
yeah,
right now
that's
over
fair.
how do you exist right now knowing that you could be being watched?
See, that's the thing. That doesn't feel real enough yet, you know?
But
Doesn't feel
but
real.
we know it's real. We know that like someone could actually go in right now and look. No
Mm-hmm.
warrant. Or I don't know the politics, but someone, well, obviously people are watching right now, watching us have a conversation.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Huh.
Yes, Chris, I did hear about people tracking coronavirus. What if we
What if we
handed over
hand
the
it?
AI? What? I was reading it too.
So it's not okay. What if we hand it over to AI? So it's not people watching people, it's a computer watching people.
Skynet? Boomers?
Ooh, if it's good enough. Oh, that's an interesting question, Chow. What if no person can ever watch it? It's always just a computer analyzing it and watching it. Hmm. But then once the AI overlords become sentient.
Okay, so we can bring up a new like philosophical question on this. Okay, so it's
Mhm.
kind of like the car problem. So
All right.
let's let's assume we live in a world where there are cameras everywhere. Like you cannot avoid a camera. Okay, someone is mad at another person, and they go to kill that person, but the machine learning algorithm sees the person walking and it says this person is about to commit a murder. Assume it's like 98% accurate or it's correct, right? So it
Hmm.
knows. And so then you can stop that murder from happening by giving them a quick tip. So what if you could do that, but at the same time you all of everyone's rights are being violated because you're going to be watched 24/7? Do the benefits outweigh the costs?
Now, can we, for the sake of this, just say it's 100% accurate?
Yes. Yeah, sure.
Okay, okay.
Make the
Okay.
probability a little easier when we do our
Yeah,
trees.
yeah, yeah. If it's 98%, then there's going to be so many false positives.
Okay.
Um, yeah.
99.9. So you
No,
could
dude,
get
that's so,
sued.
there's 7 billion people in this world. So let's call it 100%.
Fine, fine. 100%. That means there's no murders ever, or it's minimized by a lot. Like you know you're about to
Uh,
be murdered, the police can go and stop the person before they commit a crime, or any crime, to be
Now,
exact.
let's check what Chow said. Is it people watching? So this is an AI spitting out the information.
The AI gives you the information that this person will be committing the crime, and you have that information to make the decision on what action you'll take.
Okay, that makes sense to me.
But your rights are still violated.
Right, right, right. Yeah, you're still being watched, and
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, yeah. So again, no one can see this except the AI, which all it does is give you information on. But cameras everywhere, even in your
Yes.
house.
Yes. Everywhere. Not in the shower. That's it.
Oh, what if you get murdered in the shower, dude? If I was a murderer.
I mean, I've seen Psycho, so you know you could.
Mhm.
Fine, fine. You know what? Cameras everywhere, even in the toilet.
Jesus, man. No murder. That sounds
See,
great. Who would say no to no murder? But
I think this would be the argument that the government would use. It's like,
yeah.
do the benefits outweigh the costs? That's why we can't. It's not like a black and white answer. That's why these are complicated
And
questions.
here's another thing. Would you arrest the person with murderous intent even before they commit the murder?
The AI doesn't lie. It knows. We said it's
Yeah, if
100%
it's a
accurate.
100%.
It's 100% accurate, so it knows.
But yeah, I don't know. See, even then,
Dude, I hope this is a famous conversation in like 200 years.
wouldn't that be awesome? We would be dead. We wouldn't know about it. But yeah, dude, I still can't rationalize people, or not people, anything just watching me 24/7. But I guess again, it's happening right now.
See, it's kind of like a trolley car problem, right? It's like,
I think the thing is, right now, we don't know that we're being watched as much, or we don't constantly think about it. It's not like it's not official in the books. You know, it's a thing we think might be happening 24/7. But if there are actually like cameras, even if the cameras are invisible, but for like 100%, I knew I was being watched, that'd be scary.
well,
But then again, I'd probably also get as yeah, I'd probably get used to it after a week. I'd just be like, screw this, I'm just gonna be normal.
well, here's the thing. It's like, it's someone can in the government watch you, but as long as you're not doing illegal shit, you probably won't be watched. So if you were like, I don't know, selling drugs on the fucking Tor browser or something, the government's gonna watch you. You're breaking the law. That's gonna trigger an event that says, look, illegal. Or if you're spreading illegal documents, the government's gonna watch you. Or if you're part of like a terrorist
See,
network.
my thing is, this is all of this is fine as long as everything works by the books. But then the moment one person changes the code, so it becomes for something other than what it's meant for, and you know that's going to happen. That will happen. Then
A little intern changes the
I'll,
code so we can
yeah,
see
I
some
mean,
see
it all
some
goes to
titties.
shit. No, exactly, dude.
No, but that's what
Exactly.
happened. Yeah, they literally looked at some random person's like tits. They were like, "Yo, check this out."
So that was an actual thing they did in
That
the
happened. Yeah,
what in the
or
CIA.
I think it was NSA. I get confused,
No, the
but
CIA.
like
Okay, yeah,
Snowden said
that's
that's
it.
what happened. Like,
So they're just like, bro, come here, come look at these.
yeah, he was like, "Bro, check
They're just
this out."
casual about it. Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fucked up.
hmm So yeah, it's actually a very complicated problem.
But I mean, no. So I'm still gonna say go on the
Yeah.
side of no because yeah, dude. Because again, if everything works by the books, then I can see it. But you know, everything's not gonna work by the books. Something's gonna change, and it's gonna be used for bad. So
So if it was
I'd
perfect, 100% accuracy.
if it was perfect and it could never be tampered with ever, then yeah, sure. But I don't think that's reality. I think it can be tampered with.
Sure.
Because after all, it's a human creating it. Yeah,
Anything
that's
man-made
my
can be
answer.
broken into. Imagine someone hacking it and threatening to blackmail the world by releasing their nudes. That happens a lot of time. That actually happens a lot.
There's literally a Black Mirror episode on this where there's a person records someone else's webcam of them jerking off or something, and they blackmail them to do jobs. And then well, the interesting thing though is the whole episode you're thinking, dude, it's not that bad, right? You're just jerking off, have it released because they're having him commit murder or some crazy shit. So you know, at that point, you know, just chill. You know, it's just. But then in the end, you realize it wasn't just him jerking off. He was watching child porn, and that's why he was going through with all of this, and he was murdering people to keep that hidden.
Yeah, I don't do that.
Yeah, that's bad. That's right, guys. You heard it here first. Child porn is bad.
At first, I was gonna be like, just like,
Yeah, you know, the whole time I was like, why is this kid freaking out? You know, it's whatever. But no, that's why. It was in
mhm.
the end you realize.
Like I said, don't do illegal shit. Okay, you're safe if you don't do illegal shit.
Yeah. And then, you know, that's another thing with the question, right? Um, you might not necessarily agree with everything that's illegal. You know, not too long ago, weed was pretty illegal everywhere. Imagine just people watching that and then arresting you for it. It's I think there needs to be, in any system, there needs to be some leeway with breaking the law.
Civil disobedience.
Hmm. Because
Martin
yeah,
Luther King.
again, not too long ago, segregation wasn't illegal.
Hmm. In
A bit
England,
longer back.
in England, being a homosexual was illegal. So
Hmm.
sometimes, you know, some people are, I guess, goody two shoes, and they say, always follow the law. And I'm like, well, what if the law says you can't be who you want to be, and it doesn't harm anyone, or like, you know, sometimes. I don't want to advocate
Yeah.
anything, okay? NSA, please do not bust down my door. But there are moments where it's you need to be civil
Yeah,
disobedient.
guys. To the NSA, we're just kidding. We're
Just kidding,
cool
just a
with you
prank.
watching us.
Just a prank.
Yeah, there's camera right there, man.
No, again, like I know we're probably being watched, but I know I'm not that important for it to be valuable yet.
Hey, dude, we got audience growth from that. Thanks for watching us. Oh man, yeah, no, it's crazy, man. It's wild. No, so what do you think? We've been talking about my opinion. What's your opinion on this?
I'm I'm more concerned about the lying, if anything, as it's like, okay, you're looking at people's webcams. That's like kind of like a first world problem. Daddy's watching you, but unlikely. But then they lied about it. So like, what other
Mm,
secrets? What other bigger secrets are being hidden? Or like,
yeah.
why the fuck can the CIA just stage a coup and like overthrow governments? Why are you allowed to do that? Why can you like trick someone into committing a crime so you can make them an informant? Why is that okay? Um, it's more like the sketchy shit that gets me. Yeah, spying is
Yeah.
pretty sketchy. Um, I think they could have gone about doing that a little better. I still don't know the whole picture. I need to like dive deeper in to really know of what's happening. Um, I don't know if I don't know. I don't think Snowden should be executed. Obviously, I think that's kind of fucked up.
No.
Um, he's a weebish guy. He's like a normal gamer, comp sci looking dude. Like, if you fucking talk to him, he's a weeb. He speaks he speaks Chinese. He's like fluent Russian. Uh,
So being fluent in Chinese now makes you a weeb.
no, I was like, all right. It was more like
So-
he's a weeb. He's a cool guy. Period. And then I was moving on to the next sentence.
Oh,
I
gosh,
was going
gosh.
over what
Yeah,
languages he
it did
speaks.
not sound like
I
that.
know I'm
Okay.
fucking shitty at English, but yeah, I don't.
Hmm.
I don't know, dude.
Yeah, man, it's scary stuff, and the worst part is we have absolutely no control over any of this. We're just pawns.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. It's like we just.
Like, yeah, we're just assets, like you were saying.
Is it better to be stateless? No, I don't think you. I don't
And
even know
that
how to
that
do
opens
that.
up that opens a whole new set of issues. That's just, back to the tribal days.
Yeah,
I mean, and then to a certain point, this stuff's hard because it's just human nature, right? One human always has to be better than the other. There's always some type of greed or need to be greater that comes in, which is what leads to things like jealousy when someone else is better, and then that can lead to murder and other a whole lot of emotions. And that's what makes it hard. It's an emotional aspect. If we were purely logical beings, I think we'd have a perfect society and everything would be peaceful and everything would work. But then, if there was no emotion, would there be life? We'd all be robots.
I guess to go back to your question earlier in the series, would I move to Mars? Yes, so I don't have to deal with all this bullshit up here.
Dude, but you'll be the one starting the bullshit in Mars.
But at least it's just me. My own bullshit. I'll put myself on trial.
You know what they say? One man's truth is another man's bullshit. I'm starting that. I'm starting that saying right now. Everyone start spreading it.
One man's truth is another man's bullshit. One man's pudding is another man's.
Come.
All right. Okay.
Uh,
All right. I think
all right.
this show got a little better towards the end. It's kind of dry.
Yeah. Yeah. Then, but anyway, final thoughts.
Uh. Yeah. I like doing the philosophy. It's like, how do you answer these difficult questions? Because I do believe there is a right and wrong answer. Well, at the bottom of the line, I don't think there's. It's just hard to come to those answers. But
Maybe there's the issue right there too. You know, again, you believe there's a right and wrong. Someone else believes there's a different right and wrong.
Well, they're wrong. I'm right. No.
Yeah. No, this is a.
I guess like my conclusion is, we don't live in like a perfect world. Although it may look like that. There's some pretty fucked up shit out there, as we've seen.
We're all just one huge machine learning algorithm trying to reach 100% accuracy.
Yeah. Okay. Well,
all right.
I think it's been what is it? It's 10 o'clock. So I think we've saturated our time on the show.
Yeah. Well, we hope you all enjoyed. Those of you watching, thanks for joining us live. Those of you listening, thank you for giving us some time out of your day to listen. We hope we made it worth it. If you want to join us live at 9 a.m., you can check out the Zach and Aakash show at YouTube. And also, if you want to reach out to us, say hi, the Zach and Aakash show on Instagram. Reach out there. For those of you watching, you can see right up here, Spotify, Instagram, Google Podcasts at the Zach and Aakash show.
Yep.
And definitely tune in live tomorrow as well, where we will be doing a new segment tomorrow. Actually, it's called Situational Simulation, where
kind of like this.
It's going to be similar to today. We're each going to come up with a situation for the other person. Or I guess we can both give our answers to both situations. And we'll just see where it takes us.
Yep.
So
tomorrow,
that'll be interesting.
Tomorrow's going to be weird because I have finals. So it'll be between...
That's right, yeah.
It'll be between 11... I guess 11 and 3.
Somewhere there.
Because it's 4... Yeah. All right, yeah, that makes sense. It might be earlier. It could be like 10:30, but you'll see the announcements. And then
we'll keep you updated.
Tuesday, same story. Friday, same story. But after that, we're gonna go back to our normal schedule.
Yep. After that, school's over.
Party. Do you have finals, Aakash?
Nope. I just have one final paper, dude. And then no more college.
Wait, is that a thing? Seniors not take, or just you just don't?
No, just for a class I have instead of a final. We're doing a final paper.
Fucking wish.
Mm-hmm. But anyway, thank you, and we'll see you tomorrow later at 11, not at 9 a.m.
Bye.
Peace.